Hello, this is Craig. This is another mindfulness video. The theme for this one is restlessness and restfulness. Um, so I just wanted to briefly talk about restlessness. We've all felt restless from time to time. And it manifests when we could be sitting somewhere and it could be very peaceful in the real world, in the external world, but in our mind, we're restless, we're agitated, we're sitting, but we don't really want to sit. We might be bored. Boredom could manifest as a feeling or frustration. This can often happen as well when you're stuck somewhere and you want to get on with your day and you're for whatever reason unable to get on with your day, maybe in a waiting room or stuck in traffic or something like that. And then there's this restlessness, this mind that comes in and says, no, this is wrong. I need to be over somewhere else. I don't want to be here just now. So, in that way, we kind of lose mindfulness, we lose our awareness, we enter our mind, we start judging what's in front of us. And restlessness can go further and actually can cause a lot of issues in our life, in our health and our mental health. There's people who sit at home, but they need sounds on in the background. They need to put the TV on in background or something because they're restless. They can't be in quietness. They can't sit still long enough. They need to have something. We call it entertainment. Um, we need entertainment all the time. We need to watch a movie. We need to read a book. We need to look at a YouTube video. We need to listen to music. We need to do something all the time where our mind is always projecting what next? What next? Can't just sit here. Must go over there. Don't like this. Too quiet. Too nerve wracking. Too edgy. Must move. Must keep going. Must keep doing. That's what restlessness is. Now, restlessness points to an anxiety, a nervous energy that can't sit still, that wants to keep moving. Sometimes we've been taught this, that being idle is a waste of time and is no good for us. We need to be earning money, we need to be doing all the time. So there's a rule, unspoken rule, maybe society rule, that tells us to keep going and keep working and keep doing. And so we've got very used to that. We're in a habit of doing. If we're not doing anything, we feel like we've failed. We feel guilty sometimes. It's like, well, I've done nothing today. That's awful. I could have done the housework. I could have done this, could have done that. And I've been procrastinating and I've been miserable because of it. Or when we're ill, we get annoyed at our illness because it's interfering with our doings. This is all forms of restlessness. Now, the practice of mindfulness and restfulness is to lean in to these feelings that arise, like boredom or frustration or irritation, and not immediately try and move on to the next thing, because you're just fueling a habit then of constantly thinking into the future and thinking, what next? And you're not addressing the issue of restlessness that's already here. So the restlessness has come about through our conditioning and our programming and society, all the rest. But the trouble is, if we're living in a restless way, we get more nervous, more anxious, we're more easily annoyed, we're more easily bothered by things, we can get really frustrated very quickly. And that's not good for our physical health, it's not good for our mental health. And if we're not aware of these things, then we're going to live our life in a frustration, annoyed, judgmental way, which is very low energy, very low vibration, makes you heavy, makes you dense, makes you have problems in your body. You're not present for others. There's no kindness. There's no compassion for yourself. There's no compassion for anybody else. There's just a sort of an ego victimness arises, like I'm bored, I'm restless, I'm fed up, I'm moody. All this I am something. So With mindfulness, we let go of I am something and we come into being, and we try and sit with whatever the feeling is. So if we're stuck indoors and it's raining and you wanted to go for a walk and you can't, and you're sitting there and you're bored and you're fidgeting and your body is, you're fidgeting because you're restless, this is the chance to practice your mindful awareness. Come back into your body. Take a few breaths. Very simple. Notice, I'm bored. You might have a thought, I'm bored. It's just a thought. So you just sit with that. You go, oh yeah, thank you, thought. Coming back to my being. Just being, I'm just sitting. Notice what boredom feels like, if you can, in your body. Sometimes we think about boredom, we don't feel boredom. Feel. Feel any frustration wherever it is. Sometimes there's a tightness in the chest. Sometimes there's neck problems, head, shoulder issues, headiness. All of this can come from being restless. You might notice fidgeting. So see if you can stop fidgeting. Just have a moment. You don't have to sit for very long, but you're pausing between this rush to do, to do, to do. You're starting to ease into restlessness and starting to become more comfortable with just sitting, with just being, without not actually doing anything, but you are aware. Awareness is there. Very, very crucial to have awareness with you, to be aware, to be awake. You're noticing there's restlessness. You're noticing there's frustration. You're noticing there's annoyance. You're noticing the need to keep rushing on. Come back to yourself. Have a few moments. It's very, very peaceful, very calming. The more you practice just being in the moment, sitting with what is, and not judging what is, a peace can descend. And the more you enter awareness, that grows in you. It's like a practice. Your awareness expands in a way. And then you begin to notice thinking. You begin to notice feeling. You begin to notice your thoughts that are always future or past. These things that are, I haven't done this, I need to do that, I'm rubbish because I haven't done this, I should have done that, I'm guilty because of that, I'm bothered by this. All of that is restless mind, ego mind. Come back to yourself. Ignore all of that. Be aware of it. Come back to yourself. Disregard it and enter your being. Your being is the pivot point. It's your anchor. It's your conscious anchor to be in the moment. When you're in the moment, your vibration increases, your energy increases, your vitality increases. You feel calmer, more relaxed. There's a chance for joy and happiness. There can be happiness just sitting in the quiet. There can be happiness just being, just doing nothing. It's very important to be. We need being as well as doing. We can do things with being, but you start with being. If you're restless, no point doing things. You'll do things hurried, rushed. You might make mistakes because you're rushing. You might forget things. Take your time. Have a few breaths. Pause between doings. And you find that if you do that, if you lean into the restlessness and the feelings of boredom and the feelings of frustration, they will begin to ease. And over time, you find you don't really get bored anymore. You can sit for long periods just being, just meditating. Maybe you're listening to the rain or the wind outside of your house and you're just listening. There's no rush to move on to the next bit of entertainment or the next bit of distraction to keep your mind occupied. What we're trying to do is to bypass our mind actually and be in the moment with awareness, because awareness is not the mind. Awareness is not thinking. Awareness is your true being and your true nature, and in awareness is peace, calm, joy, vitality, health, high vibration, awakening, higher consciousness. All of these things come with awareness. You don't have to do anything, you just have to enter awareness. We can all do it. I can feel this chair right now. I can feel the ground under my feet right now. That's awareness. I can just sit. And the longer I do this for, the happier I feel. So it doesn't mean you don't do anything in life. You take that awareness from sitting and you apply it to then what you do next. And you notice your reactions to things. You notice, oh, this is frustrating me, or this is annoying me, right? Immediately, that's the restlessness of your mind. Come back to restfulness. Restfulness is always in here, right now, present moment, being. So any frustration you can stop and you can be. You can come back to your breath. You can be just for a few moments, noticing that frustration. It will ease. If you're bored, notice the boredom. It will ease. Don't rush. Don't distract yourself from the feelings. When we're annoyed, we think, oh, I don't want to be annoyed. I'll watch a happy movie or something. And that's all fine. But you need to see, observe the feeling for it to come up and leave you. Otherwise, it will stay there. It will be suppressed in some way. And suppression is never good for anything. So watch, observe, notice things coming and going. Things will come and go. Frustration will come, it will go. Boredom will come, it will go. You just need to sit and be with yourself. You're being, not thinking, being. And when you're sitting being, your mind will think. You're not going to stop your mind from thinking, but you can observe the thoughts. You can just have a time out from them. Just like, oh, yeah, yeah, I'll do that later. Oh, yeah. Thanks, mind. I'm here. I'm just going to sit for a little while. Now the rain's on. I'm going to listen to that. The wind's howling around my house. I'm going to listen to that. The sunshine's coming out. I'm going to feel that on my face. I'm just going to sit. I'm going to observe. I'm going to look out the window. I'm just going to take a few moments. That's all it needs. And you're easing into restlessness, becoming more restful. So see if you can focus more on restful than restless. Notice when there's restlessness. Notice when you're in a habit of doing. And when you're not doing, you're upset about it. And notice these things. And see if you can take your time and be kind and grateful to yourself and have these moments of being. These moments of being will transform your life. So I hope that's been a useful video. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful week. And I will speak to you again in another video soon. Bye-bye just now.